Hi class, today is your lucky day. You get to spend the class day starting to study for the chemistry final. So, what's our plan? You're going to take the class period, and for some of you, you'll get 2 class periods to start your studying. The final is going to be a 100-question multiple choice test that focuses primarily on the material since the midterm. But don't be surprised if you see some questions on material from the beginning of the year, because the subject of chemistry builds upon prior understanding and knowledge. So, the goal of today's class is for you to look through your guided notes, worksheets, POGIL activities, labs, quizzes, and your book. Yes, dust off that book and prepare one-page study guides for each topic. My recommendation would be for you to put on key vocabulary and definitions, formulas, example problems, diagrams, or maybe even drawings that help you remember concepts from earlier in the year. So here are 2 examples I found from biology. Love the use of colors. All right, so unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use these study guides on your exam. Boo-hoo. But I will look those over and provide you with a formula sheet from the text with the formulas that you need. Yay! All right, so you're going to prepare a one-page study guide for each of the 6 topics that we've learned since the midterm. I'm going to collect these study guides the day of the final, and completion of them will go towards your final grade. All right, so what are the topics? Number 1, we started after the midterm on covalent bonding, chapter 8 in the book. This is where we did the calculations because covalent bonds share electrons. And remember, a bond is 2 electrons. So we took what an atom wanted, subtracted what they have, divided by 2 because every bond is 2 electrons, and calculated how many bonds were needed. We placed single, double, and triple bonds. We drew Lewis dot structures and figured out molecular geometry. That's that stuff that's tetrahedral, trigonal planar, that kind of stuff. Remember that? Then we're going to talk about naming. So it's not dihydrogen monoxide. It's stuff like that, all right? That's our water. And we talked about properties of covalent bonds versus ionic compounds. Topic 2, chemical equations, chapter 9. We counted atoms. We looked for evidence of chemical change. We started writing chemical equations from word equations. We talked about what's a reactant, what's a product, and we talked about the law of conservation of mass. We used this law to help balance equations. And then we identified different types of chemical reactions by calling them either synthesis, decomposition, single and double replacement, and our trusty old combustion. We used the activity series to determine whether a single replacement would happen or not. Those would be my goal for your first day, would be to get 2 of the topics done. For the second day, I would try to get topic 3 and 4 done. Topic 3, the mole and stoichiometry, chapter 10 and 11. We talked about the mole being 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd of anything, and each element's molar mass. We converted between mass and moles and number of molecules. We used the mole-to-mole ratio to calculate the grams, okay? This is that table that we set up, and we went down, across, and then back up again. Feel free to set those tables up if it helps you. We also calculate percent composition, empirical formula, and molecular formula. Are you guys freaking out about right now? There's a lot to study. You guys really need to buckle down. Topic 4, states of matter and gas laws. Okay, this is kind of new, right? We just talked about solid, liquids, and gases and phase changes. We talked about kinetic molecular theory and how we treat gases as ideal. We spent 2 days talking about how special water is and its hydrogen bonding. And we learned all about Boyle's, Charles, Gay-Lussac's, and the combined and ideal gas laws. Chapter 5, or Topic 5, Chapter 14. This is what we just were doing last week. And you have for your take-home quiz, solute, solvent, and solutions, and calculating concentration, molarity, and dilutions. And topic 6, which you can't do your study guide yet because we haven't learned it yet. This will be next week. We're going to learn about acids and bases, the pH scale, and buffers. So don't even think about that yet. So I've given you all a handout. On there you'll see the topics that we just went over, plus several practice problems for each topic. I highly recommend that you do these, okay? And I've provided an answer key for you to check your work. Please use your time wisely and get to work. I'll be watching you.